You ready for your next guest?
Yeah.
You know who that is?
Dr. Tom Hanson.
He's ready for you.
How you doing? How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing great, DJ. How are you?
And we have a couple questions here for you. The first question is, what are the yips?
What are the yips? It's a really good question. It's a weird thing. To me, it's like a phobia, where somebody all of a sudden gets afraid to do something that they normally do very easily, and that can be in whatever sport it is. I've worked with people with the putting yips, and the throwing yips, and the driver yips back in golf, and let's see, pretty much, archery, snooker. It's a kind of a pool game, and it's all of a sudden where you've got something that's really simple normally, but all of a sudden you can't do it. It's kind of, to me, it's an energetic block where it's like a traffic jam. It's like someone gets a traffic jam in there, inside. The signal comes out from the brain that says, hey, throw the ball to that guy. And it comes out fine, and then it runs into traffic. You know how it doesn't happen too bad around here, but sometimes you're driving to Orlando or something, and it should take you a half an hour from where you are, and it ends up taking you an hour, and you run into traffic.
Yeah.
Or maybe you have to take a detour. So the yips is when you've got something like a traffic jam inside you, so that when the signal comes out of your head, it's on its way to your arm, but then it runs into traffic, and you end up with a really kind of spastic move, like you're a 2-year-old or something.
Yeah.
Just doing some really ridiculous move.
We got another question here for you. This one, number 3. How do you cure the yips?
Well, it's pretty tricky. Excuse me, a little bit of a cough here that needs to be cured also. But I use a system called tapping, which is based on the meridian system. It's like a Chinese medicine system that these energy is flowing through on these neurological highways through our bodies. And again, there's an accident. There's a block somewhere, and so the energy isn't flowing through well. And so I use a process called tapping, where you actually tap with your fingers on different spots in your body, very special points on your body, in order to clear it out. It's kind of like an emotional tow truck coming in to clear the road so that you can throw or putt or whatever you want to do easier.
Yeah, well, we got one more question for you, Dr. Tom. Do you know any players that had or have the yips?
Excuse me, yes, lots. I've probably worked with
Just a couple.
50 or 60 people. There was an article in the Boston paper recently about a client of mine, Jared Saltonade, who catches for the Red Sox. He had trouble throwing last year, and I worked with him and got him throwing again. So that's probably my most famous case. I think most people know who the Red Sox are. And
yeah.
so their catcher is one guy, and I'll be coaching with him here because it's a weird thing. It's not something that I can just say, I can for sure fix it. It's pretty complicated. And, most of the time I get it, sometimes I don't.
Yeah, well, thanks for calling in, Tom. Nice to have you on the show.
Well, it's an absolute pleasure, and congratulations on the new show, PJ. It sounds really great. I'm enjoying listening to it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.